Aloha, everyone. I know that one of the things you're imagining for the future is that we have an intelligent relationship with all those extra or extraterrestrial forces that are about us. Now, what I'm also imagining is that you as a community are going to want to have some independence and operate, within your own circles, and still be able to mine the intelligence in the world to advance yourselves. You don't need to be plugged into the entire cityscape of the world to know anything anymore of special note. You can do that by being plugged into the web and paying attention to things like that. So I'm going to show you my model for the moment of assessing how best I can inform modern leadership, whether it's at the global level or whether it's at the bioregional level or the bioasis level where I am. And in my studies of what I'm trying to accomplish doing this, I created a chart here which shows both what I'm trying to get to and what awareness tools, intelligence system do I use to collect the information to get here. So the here looks something like this. The vibration of love, we all know, is, in fact, the lubricant for us to have a civilization. We can talk about romantic love, but that's not it. This is a vibration which permeates the biosphere and allows all of us to trust each other enough to put away the big machines and get back to the land. I am constantly trying to put the cap of God on, only from the point of having the broadest possible and most optimistic view about the magic of the universe as it is. When God thinks about how to regenerate his entire set of universes, and somebody told me recently there's 13, let's just call it the multiverse. One way you do that is by gathering everybody together on the surface of a planet like Earth, letting them experiment with life and civilization, and when they've had a good run at it, you send them all back home with an incarnation somewhere out there in the multiverse, and the whole multiverse gets an upgrade in its intelligence. That's the way God thinks, I believe. My sacred mission on coming to planet Earth was to introduce the Earth to the sacred mission of accepting star brother or star sister assistance in recovering the biosphere. Very simple, very clear for me. I pay attention to what it is that the Earth's biosphere actually needs to be at full life force, and what human beings need to be at full life force. So that's the end game. And I got to that by going all the way out to 2075 and seeing what was the most valuable outcome we could have from our civilization, and it was a biosphere with people that lived at full life force. That's the only thing you have to trade with anybody. Artesia, the place I built as an eco-homestead, now converted into a bioasis, has upgraded my idea of a footprint that you could create other than a subdivision or an apartment complex that would give you a chance to actually live in paradise, which is more like a very mystical forest setting. I'm looking at the long-range victory for the Earth, which means in the future we have the respect of those allies around us, so much respect that they have colonies here of sorts, and respect how we're taking care of our planet. This will then translate ultimately in the offer we make to those who come to see us in their ships and other ways, because we have a couple of civilizations that live inside the Earth that know more about bio works than we do. So there's an implied mission there that we actually get them involved in this. They coach us in how to accept support from the rest of the galaxy. since they've been here longer and have mastered the bioregional aspects of life force, etc. So, you see, this is an ambassadorial mission. It's a mission of creating alliances, but most of all, coming right down to the point, what is the offer we make to them, inside, upside, so that they will become partners with us, and we won't have to keep this crazy arms building race going on forever. There's plenty of ships out there way more advanced than we have. There's no point in trying beating them to that. So these are the outcomes, and for me, in order to get there, I have selected targets of information targets that will give me the best possible answer to how to do this. First of all, what I do very often is I don't just wander around and look at somebody's website and take information. I do this. I probe a certain public for information by presenting some information and getting feedback. In addition to that, I have actually intelligence systems and players that are intuitive in their intelligence gathering as well. So I have practical, factual intelligence and intuitive intelligence at a pretty big level. Show you how that works. The cyberversity.com has, sort of 900 statements of what could be, when as students go there, and there are almost 1,000 students there now, run into difficulty with those or want more information, I know where the gaps are. So I'm working with social architecture at an informed level. Visionary artists of the world are placed all over the web. They're giving us accurate reports of what all the festival cultures are doing. They're also giving accurate montages, complex textural images of what civilization is trying to call out for next. This is a big clue to how we don't want to just march forward with glass and steel. We want to actually understand that there's a much denser textural level of interest we want to grab, and it comes more from mining the past than capturing the future. I have a military-grade remote viewing team, and I sent them recently on a mission into the local universe to gather the best images for starports, because at the moment we do not have a front door on planet Earth. Until we build a front door that's hospitably supportive of visitors, they're really going to be sure we're not interested in any help. And when you think of the fact that we are sort of stuck with governments right now, we have to get around that because the governments need to be allowed to die under their own weight. The 1st Earth Battalion is a website, along with 3 or 4 others, where I present solutions to the armed forces of the world, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and other, in order to come to the bioregional centers upon notification to support the landing of extraterrestrial planning centers who bringing their tools with them in order to repair certain parts and upgrade certain parts of the biosphere. The neweartharmy.com is a website that gives a number of my publications to people, at the same time gets feedback in the same way as the others. Carrying this on, there is a team I rely on, a very close-knit, formal, informal team, which allows me to channel information from masters of the universe. May sound a little strange to you, but if you listen to the dialogue, you'd recognize they really are qualified to be masters. And whoever's saying these things to me through a channel is smarter than I am, so I'm taking notes here. And this is, in this case, what does it say here? World, I'm looking from the top. Gee, when you can't read your own writing, that's pretty bad. Oh, World Business Academy, where 80 of the best, most noted figures in the planet, that is noted for their intelligence in a particular area, roughly 40 men, 40 women, gave me a baseline understanding about what the planet wants to do in the future, also in a categorical sense. And then I've got 100 YouTube and Google videos out there with all sorts of creative ways to bring your land into a higher state of readiness. What is it? Survivability, sustainability should not be your big focus. It should be part of your focus, but we're trying to get to paradise here, not just a defensible position. And then Facebook, where there are 7,000 people out there who attend to what I'm doing. Probably anytime I ask the top 100 people there just what I'm confused about, they will come in with the most sophisticated survey information that I could ever possibly get. Last time I counted using the web, I had 45 million hits in a year. That's the probing part. The intelligent part inside here are the intuitives that I surround myself with, and among these are also some very, very popular characters. Gene Houston, for example, who coaches the leadership of the United Nations. Personal friend, has studied my work and indicates that I'm well ahead of the curve. I have 4 channels, women, that operate on different subject areas. I've got the military grade remote viewing, and occasionally talk with angelic support. Mostly the angelic support just comes. And so I have both the objective reality of intelligence and the intuitive sensed reality of intelligence. So you as a small community can in fact build such an intelligence system yourself, and all you really need is to identify your sensitive people and get on the web with the right subject matter. All of this to prepare global leadership for Earth biospheric recovery. And that is the mission of the 1st Earth Battalion and the New Earth Army. And you would be really comforted by the fact that the people I talk to in the military are so totally ready for this. And why wouldn't they be? Look at the dirty work that they're getting right now. They have to pretend right now that they're killing people in the Middle East for righteous revenge, when in fact what they're really doing is pacifying the whole country. This is a peace mission. And what they're really pacifying is very age-old tribal beliefs that aren't really caught up yet with the civilization we're trying to make here on Earth. Okay, so you get a chance to, in this case, build your own intelligence system. You can imagine it will function in many ways almost as good as the largest intelligence systems in the world, because they have too much information they're looking for. And with this system, you can build a paradise for your community of interest wherever you can find some capital to start with. I'm Jim Channon. Thank you for your attention.